All right. So, H Coke versus Blessed Daddy O. Game of the week incoming. Um, we are just waiting for them to start up. So, until that point, I'm not gonna say much. All right. So the two teams are searching right now. I have no idea why, but there is absolutely no noise on the stream for our pal. Um, we're gonna see if that changes here. All right, we got it. We got it. All right, so the kickoff is going right now, so we're going to switch over to the game. And like we said before, this is between H Coke and his undefeated Giants and the Texans, led by Blessed Daddy O. And we are interested to see if H Coke can remain undefeated. I believe the Texans just got to 500 last week, and they have had some really solid play this year and some moments in time when maybe a little bit more difficulty. H. Coke classically is somebody who has won some Super Bowls in this league, and Blessed Daddy O has been a good member here for the short term, and somebody who I've had in previous leagues as well. Good Madden player and a good guy to have in the league. So interested to see what happens. H. Coke did have a recent scare uh, versus versus the Seahawks and Ducky, but he was able to obviously win that game and remain undefeated. It takes a stretch to Saquon Barkley there to start, -3 yards. The Texans' run D starts off with a good play. H. Coke is known for passing. This year, it seems like he is willing to hand the ball off for Saquon Barkley. He will shit on running uh, as much as anyone you've ever met. So expect to see some passes here, but the Giants, big pressure there. Daniel Jones gets pummeled by the Texans' interior pass rush, and we've got a long third down to start this game. So possibly an early win for the Houston Texans if they can get the stop here. I highly doubt H. Cook would use a fake punt if this is an incomplete pass or well short of the first down line. So it looks like another pressure, four-man pressure, getting through. The Giants' offensive line is not making the blocks, and quick stop. We're going to see a punt here from H. Coke, and the Texans are most definitely having a start that they were hoping for. I imagine H. Coke isn't too overly concerned at this point. He's a confident Madden player. Pleased to be on top of our recent power rankings, and he deservedly so. He is undefeated. But the Texans are a dangerous threat. Even with this Texans team, he's made quite a few changes to the roster, including bringing in a stud running back. And also, I believe he got some other good players added to this team, still being led by Davis Mills. But I believe that's Dalvin Cook in the backfield, the X Factor. We'll see if he gives him an early carry here. Looks like H. Coke is going to be using Mr. Belton. I believe he's a 91 safety. young player. You'll see that commonly users are these young safeties that they can develop and maybe make better than they are overall when they user them. So 2-yard gain, sure enough, goes forward. So we've got 2 yards of offense for the Texans, and I think it was negative 3 yards of offense for the Giants. No offense very early here. 2 defenses stuffing out. Looks like a nice little cutback, but only gains 3 yards. So good couple runs, getting him into a short and third and manageable possession here for the Texans. Davis Mills is probably going to be asked to throw his first pass here, but you never know. This is sometimes a good time to call a run, catch him off guard. Looks like H-Coke's right there lined up to try to defend a run if need be. He's indeed going to throw a pass, and he's going to go outside to Dalvin, and it looks like it did indeed get snuffed out before that first down marker, and we're going to see another punt. So 2 punts, some solid defense early, and we'll see what these teams have for us for the rest of the game here. I've put out a bout signal to a couple people who might want to come on to be co-commentators. And we'll see if anybody is interested to reply. But if not, once again, it's just raging, chilling in the booth, seeing if anybody wants to come join or maybe set one of these setups up for themselves if they want to ever decide to stream a game for the league. That is all of your right to do so. It pays rings eventually. All right, so great punt. And the Giants are going to find an open Barkley in the flat. Nice gain, 9 yards, and the first completion for Daniel Jones. Expect to see many more completions for Daniel Jones. This is classically Macario's team, a longtime member of the MKL. I actually did have a trade lined up for Saquon Barkley, but Matt came back, and he said no, he didn't want to do that trade. Because the other guy left that team. And so, but then Mac left, so now I'm a little heartbroken just because I see Saquon Barkley running on the field. Hey, I don't want to be disloyal to Antonio Gibson, so I am happy with my little running back so far, but nice pickup, good throw by Daniel Jones, big first down catch, I believe, by Darius Slayton. And expect to see more of those throws, but hey, I like seeing this balanced offense so far. Couple runs, couple throws, able to get the ball out quicker this drive so far to the tune of a first down or 2. And we are moving 40-yard line. The Giants with the Texans hoping to get another stop. Deebo Samuel is the marquee name on this team now. The Giants got rid of him. I mean, the 49ers got rid of him. The Giants said, yes, please. And Deebo Samuel has been difficult to stop. Looks like he is going... Oh, no, that's Slayton. Is Slayton an X factor now? I'm not sure. He probably is. It sounds like something... I believe he has Deebo Samuel, though. Yeah, he does have Deebo Samuel, so... No, he just chucks it to Slayton instead of Deebo Samuel. Maybe while we're thinking Deebo Samuel, that's when Slayton does his work. Wide open, Mr. Melton. He has a Belton and a Melton. This Melton character became a free agent. Bo Melton. He was a Seahawk, but they cut him. Became one of the premier free agent pickups in the free agent draft. And Bo Melton getting a good catch there, bringing the Giants in the red zone. And once again, he's got Slayton. Slayton, Melton, Deebo Samuel. Terrifying trio of young wide receivers for Daniel Jones as he looks to further develop. And a touchdown is scored. Nice out route. Difficult to contain this offense with Daniel Jones, as I will try to learn something. My offense has been horrible here lately, I feel. And that was a good drive, some good passes put together, and Daniel Jones looked much more comfortable the second time around. Sometimes we jump in and we maybe think we're playing Madden 22, and the pass rush screams in and we realize we got to wake up, maybe get the ball out a little quicker, and I think H-Cook was able to do that. So we'll see if the Texans can answer that drive here. Really nice drive for the For the Giants, not too much success from Barkley yet. A nice little out route to him, but the running game hasn't been there yet for the Giants or the Texans. We'll see if Dalvin Cook can be the one to maybe break a big run and maybe change the Texans' fortunes here early. Looks like he's going to come out of the single back, and we see H. Cook making some changes. It's kind of weird that the Giants are in a kind of a classic Texan-looking color scheme. So it's kind of confusing. Oh, I've done that so many times. I kind of feel like my tight end's going to be open, and you throw the pass, and that open tight end becomes less open in a hurry. Interception, that was there, I think, last game, but this game, those passes have just not been there, maybe especially for poor players. But I think he might have a pretty good tight end. I think that might be Noah Fant. So I think those are his two biggest offensive threats, Noah Fant, Dalvin Cook. But the interception there, Davis Mills, I guess we could say careless, but good defensive coverage by the Giants gets the interception. 7-0. The Giants are cycling through their play calls, figuring out what they want to do here. Looks like they may run the ball. No, there's going to be a pass, and maybe audibling out. And all right, so the nice little route there. Rodgers. I don't know who Rodgers is. Must be a young tight end for the Giants to develop, I believe. And sure enough, he does get open. Now they're down to the 6. The Texans are hoping they can get a stop here somehow, but whoa. Nice high point pass, I believe, to a streaking tight end, able to go up and grab it. 2 quick touchdowns here after that initial punt, and the Texans are going to have to find some offense. Looks like they come back and dive into the kicker, maybe hoping for some magical kick block situation where they'd get, I think, 2 points if they return that kick block. Anyways, maybe some frustrations there. I've been there as well, if so. All right, so the Texans watch the ball sail out of the end zone. Looks like the wind is against them due to that strong kick. And I am, once again, going to pop into chat, see if anybody wants to jump in and be my co-host. Doesn't look like that's in the cards. So nice little cut, but completely obliterated by whoever that was. Number 32, Dalvin Cook. A couple decent runs going forward. Looks like it was Adrian Amos. So that makes sense. Amos is a coveted safety that the Giants acquired from the Packers in a flurry of trades to start the MKL season. Last year there were 6 trades for everybody. Now there's going to be 4 for every... Oh, I did that last week too, man. Don't feel too bad. I saw what you were seeing, and these players will jump up and pull down the passes. So I don't know if a high point will take that or maybe a touch pass, but man, look at him just jump up and just snatch it. So you're hoping that would go, 15 to 10 yards behind him and be a completion. There's a lot of things you just we all have to learn about how to pass through, and some people are probably already learned it. It seems me and Texans are in a similar boat with regards to reading the field, so just wisely throws it away. Texans get some really good coverage there, kind of sees what's happening as the routes develop, and covers all the different avenues to make a play for the Giants. So wisely throws it away. This is an interesting route, maybe. No, not going to happen on this play. Kind of cycling through different stuff, I guess. Okay, so it's probably going to be a Slayton out route here, I imagine. Yeah, I've been throwing that out route, and I keep getting incompletions. So I'm going to maybe try to hit up H. Cook after the game and say, hey, is there something that you're doing different, that on your out routes they're actually able to catch it? I see that tricky route on the left. If that is the route, we'll see. It looks like he's actually going to hand it off and run. No real gain there. 3 for -2 for Mr. Saquon. You'll probably see Saquon Barkley used more in the passing game, as is H. Cook's MO in the MKL. But I'd love to see H. Cook with a long run. It's good to see H. Cook do some of the run game. I root for it. I root to see it. But I think the Texans will stick with the run likely unless it gets super out of hand with not much time. The Texans pass rusher bearing down on the quarterback, and Daniel Jones put into a long 3rd down on the 21-yard line in the red zone. Looks like he's thinking pass, maybe going back to that crazy route on the left there. We'll see what that does to his cornerback. Not sure if that's going to be coverable out of this coverage, but likely will be. All right, so now we got a streaker with Samuel. Maybe going to high point, just aggressive catch it or something. Gives a little out route, kind of whiffs on the tackle, stays up, but steps out of bounds. I could see HOU going for it here. He's not big on field goals, but it could stuff him. It looks like he's going to take a field goal here. I like it. Just take the points, get your lead going. We have a 35-point rule to keep the stats from being too ridiculous, and also to keep anybody from enduring a 70-0 loss, or I mean, I guess at least a 36-0 loss. But we're looking to try to keep the scores within reason and the stats a little bit more reasonable too. Don't want anybody feeling too demoralized. We thank you to all the people who stick around in a Madden League when maybe they're not succeeding in the win column. You guys are the real ones. Keeping a 32-man league means you need 32 people. And yeah, the people at the top get celebrated, and maybe they get, nice looking teams and whatnot. But the rest of you can build pretty awesome looking teams and draft well, and we enjoy you guys being here. So follow the rules, and thank you for everybody who sticks around, even though you may lose quite a few games in this league where there's some pretty tough competition. I believe Ducky said that he believes the competition in this league is really, really good compared to if you just jumped on an online game. So, interesting. I've not had this happen in a while, but it appears, if I got a call, I'm not sure what this does to my live stream. I honestly have no idea what this does to my live stream. I think it just kicked me out of everything. That's awesome. You gotta love it. So, kicked me out of the live stream. Someone called me. I had no idea that would happen. So, I don't know how to really turn that off because I got to be on the internet. So, hopefully I don't get called anymore, because that was unfortunate. I don't even know if the live stream is still going. Let me try and check here. I'm gonna have to try and check to see if the live stream is still happening. I really have no idea if it is or not. I guess I'll jump into the one. I don't know how people avoid that really though. Getting a call when everything's kind of connected now. Anyways, alright. So I'm going to jump in here. Feel free to watch the game for a second while I figure out if getting called will F all this up again. Feel free to watch the game for a second. Alright, that looks good. Alright, so it looks like, I don't know what you guys saw or what happened on your end, but on my end I got a phone call. It took over my whole computer because it's all connected. And we'll try to keep that from happening again here. So 17-0. The Giants kicked a field goal. Looks like the Texans are now driving. Too bad I missed some of it. And the Dalvin Cook run, fun little leap there. 6 for 42. The run game's opened up a little bit for this Texans team. And we'll see if maybe they can get into the end zone or at least answer with 3 to get this back to a 2-score game. The Texans in this, what's it called? Oh, going up top. Beautiful throw. A strike for Davis Mills, and this game got a lot closer. 7 for the Texans. I have no idea who that was. He kind of skipped through the frame, but I know it was Davis Mills, and he found him on a streak, kind of up the seam, threw it over top. Great play. So we've got a 7-17 game, and the Texans will be hoping for another punt forced, like they did on the first drive of the game, but the Giants have found a rhythm since. And we'll see if maybe they can change it up, maybe get a successful blitz or something to try to put some pressure on Danny Dimes. Because no matter how good you are, if you have a quarterback under duress in this game, you are capable of throwing really shit passes. So we'll see if maybe the Texans are able to draw up some amount of pressure, maybe put the Giants into a tough situation, or maybe at least draw up the right coverages. Looks like he is just going to rush 4 here. He's got a square over the middle, Mr. Bo Melton again. And nice game opening up for Daniel Jones, 10 for 15, over 100 yards already and 2 touchdowns. And I think that field goal proved wise early. If he didn't get that, he's only looking at a 1-score lead potentially right here. But now he has the ball and comfortably at least has a 10-point lead. If he wastes enough time, I believe he has to give the ball back to the other team. So it'd be nice if he got the last possession. Up the seam. Nice find. Able to get it inside. It was tight coverage, but found a little pocket to squeeze it in there. First down pass by Daniel Jones. So these are 2 of the shittier quarterbacks on Madden, but 2 of the real-life quarterbacks who fans are hoping can clean it up and succeed and find their place to be mainstay quarterbacks in this league. Daniel Jones, let's go the pass. Under pressure, like I said, if you're under pressure, you are capable of throwing some shit throws, and that was one of them. Kind of ducked it out there. No one could catch it. Kind of into the ground. And we'll see if maybe he tries for a run or something. Looks like he's going to try for a variety of slants. Kind of switching between various plays. It looks like he's maybe going to go play action here. Maybe not sure. And a nice pass rush for the Texans. The play opened up, but if you don't have enough time in the pocket, you can't get it to the open man. So pass rush screams down, and this Texans pass rush doing some work. I don't see any X's or stars on any of them. So actually, I don't see an X or a star on any of these defensive players, but they're holding HOU to 17 so far through the half, and got him to punt once. I'd take that probably. So he hits him before the cut out, and Slayton is gone. Kind of leaps into the end zone, celebratory like, and nice. I mean, the route is kind of an in-out. He throws it on the end, and his receiver kind of catches it on the end. Looks like the Texans jumps through to rough the kicker again. Maybe intentional, but all in good fun, unless, of course, maybe there's an injury of some kind. So we're looking at the possibility of the Texans getting the ball back at the half, and if they can score points here, the outlook is a lot better. I believe the Giants did get the ball first, and then they punted. So it would be big for the Texans to get any sort of a score here. 3, certainly 7 is optimal, but there's 2 minutes and 44 seconds to do it, and 2 timeouts. Nice little weave back and forth on the run. Big pickup, 7 for 56 now. The running game has opened up. We'll see if maybe he goes back to it. There is plenty of time to do a few more runs. Looks like he's going to try to cut outside, but big Leonard Williams, I think, swallows him up. Beautiful long locks on Leonard Williams as he brings down Dalvin Cook in his long locks. So the hair is flowing, and the Texans are unable to get a yard. They actually get -1. So we hit the 2-minute warning. It was worth a shot to see if maybe you could strike another big run on this Giants run defense that has been less strong than his pass defense so far. And we'll see. I mean, Dalvin Cook's on his way to a 100-plus yard game at this point. We'll see if he can stick with the run in the second half. If he scores here, there's a better outlook of him doing that. I don't think anybody's open. You probably need to throw this away, and he does. 3rd and 11, 3 for 8, 44, 2 interceptions and a touchdown. So Davis Mills has time to salvage this game, but early on, the Giants' defense is giving him fits. So we'll see what the Texans can do here. 3rd and 11. Needs to get it inside the 50 and the 40 here for a little bit. It looks like he's maybe going to just go straight up the... He's going to... Okay, all right. Well, I don't know if that's going to work. He'll probably look and see if he can go for it. I don't think he can. Now he's going to come out and punt right away. Running that time down. Giants has all 3 timeouts. Looks like he's not concerned to conserve the time. I imagine... Oh, and he's not... The Texans don't really care about wasting more time. So it looks like Debo's going to fair catch it in the end zone. And he's going to have a minute 9 to get more points. H-Coke is the sort of player that high percentage likelihood he could probably draw something up to get within field goal range. But certainly he's possibly thinking touchdown here because he has the firepower and the pedigree to get that done. Not really anybody terribly open, but he does find Debo kind of leaping back in bound, or right in front of the first down line, kind of comes open. The coverage leaves him. Kind of inexplicably, to be honest. He's the only guy over there with like 3 people, but we love it. That's Madden and Daniel Jones. Another one of those interesting routes, but looks like he audibles out of it. Running back's going to cut up and in. We'll see. He falls down. I think that might have been his route. So the pass rush comes in right after that. I mean, that's what this game is. Like, I don't think either of these teams have terribly great offensive lines. I might be wrong, but if you don't, have a good, idea of who you're going to before the play, and then when you get to the field, you don't read them quick, you're probably going to get hit with the pass rush. Looks like circle and triangle are open. He goes for the deeper triangle, and it looked to close off, but he holds on to the ball. Freeform completion. Everybody take notes. This is how you pass in Madden 23. He has all 3 timeouts, so he's probably going to have to call his right after here. It looks like Barkley could have been open. Just going to take a nice little run up the middle for Daniel Jones. So now he's sort of quasi in field goal range. Not quite yet is it official. He has to be careful not to make any dumb mistakes here. Get your 3 at least. You don't want to throw a pick 6 or anything. The pressure was screaming down. That could have been a pick 6, just depending on how that ball came out after the hit. So those are those moments. I mean, I feel like a lot of times when I get hit, I'm chucking an interception, but that time it just kind of falls weakly to the ground out there in no man's land, and it looks like he's definitely going all out pass. So we've seen H-Cook have the ability to throw pick 6s in these sort of situations, and we've also seen H-Cook dial up a great strike for a touchdown, and but chances are he's going to come away with a field goal here, but we'll see what happens. It's an interesting stretch play. He seems to really like it. It says stretch, but it's not a run, but that receiver cuts in, cuts out. It's a pretty glitchy looking route. So once again, pressure on, lets the ball go. I swear to you guys, I swear, when I get hit, a lot of times I get intercepted or something, but these hit throws are going to the turf. So good so far for the Giants that those things aren't getting intercepted, but the Texans certainly are hoping that something changes. Still cuts inside, so that's an interesting one. It's like he doesn't really let the route develop to cut back outside. He kind of throws it before it ever does. Interesting way to use a play. I know I used to have a play that was like a outside comeback route, but if you just throw it early, it did a really good job of beating like man coverage, and it acted like a streak. So anyways, sometimes we find those little things in a video game that we like to do. So tough to cover that route, it seems. It's kind of like an outside slant, a little deeper, little nifty route there, and gets him into field goal range. Hits the field goal, and he's opened up, I believe, a 20-7 lead on the Texans. I'm going to jump in here. He's not really moving. Maybe he's trying to tell me something. I don't know. Nope. Just maybe he's getting a drink of water. Maybe his girl came in and she wants... Alright, so here we are. Looks like New Orleans and the Steelers have finished their game, so I'm going to delete that chat. And here we go. The Texans are receiving the ball. They are down 7-27. 20-point lead for the Giants, and the Texans need points. This is obvious, but they have moved the ball. They have the ability to get points. But certainly it needs to come to fruition. We're seeing this popular 3-3 sort of defense. Kind of nice there that he kind of rolls out, and the defender was blocked twice. Oh, and the defender trips over his own man, and Mechie is gone for a touchdown. You gotta love it when the defender just collapses over his own guy. I mean, just the way the Texans drew it up, and streaks down the sideline. Now the pass was there, but the run after catch got some good fortune with the Giants tripping over themselves in the secondary. One play, 75 yards, just what the doctor ordered. 13 point lead for the Giants, and they will try to answer. Because if they don't, the Texans have a chance to make this a one-score game again. All right. So the Giants look to be thinking pass here. And I'll be posting a power rankings by Junk coming up here after the game. He made a special MKL power rankings that everybody can either be excited about or maybe be angry about. Looks like he's throwing deep. That's been difficult to do. Freeform completion, probably let it forward to allow his receiver to actually catch those, because those are tough to get. You don't break away just because you're faster this year, it doesn't seem. So the pass opens it up, good freeform completion. He's in the 5 wide. He's likely thinking pass. We could see a quarterback run. The pass rush is there, so big sack. 12-yard loss for the Giants on the sack. Didn't really seem to feel that pressure coming in. Couldn't get rid of the ball. And, 2nd and 22 is seemingly manageable for HOU in this offense, but we'll see. Certainly he wants to get back into field goal range at least. And Daniel Jones seems to have square coming open. Oh, I look a little deeper. And there's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Cuts outside, nice little route there. And Daniel Jones is off to a great game here. At near the half, he already has like 300 yards and 3 touchdowns or something like that. Looking good. So Daniel Jones, whoa, looked like it could have been an interception, but offensive man is able to corral it in. And looks like my wife got home, so she may come up here and give me a funny look and say, wow, look at you. Look at you. So I'm excited about that. Maybe it won't happen. She'll probably go out to her garden. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, anyways. So 14-27. The Giants have opened up a lead on our friends, the Houston Texans. Looks like he's maybe going to allow Saquon Barkley to get into the end zone. So Saquon Barkley with the run. And we did indeed see a rushing touchdown from HOU, so everybody marked that off on their bingo cards. He's going for 2. I don't know the math behind this. I'm just sort of thinking about the wife coming up the stairs right now. So here we go. So we've got the Texans stuffing the 2-point conversion try. I don't know what that accomplished there. Let me try to think. That would have made it a 3-score game. Okay, I get it. I'm sure the game probably recommended that as well. They often do. I generally just kick the extra point. All right. So, looks like the Texans are going to take over on their 22. They are down 19. So if they don't get a score here, it's likely put a fork in it time. But we'll see. Only a 4-man front with this Giants team. Looks like a pitch. Cuts back inside. Dalvin Cook gets 2 on the carry, 9 for 57. Still on pace for a 100-yard game. If maybe he can get 9 more carries, we'll see if that can occur or not. I don't know if there's any dev games. I think some guys, you see play, and you see them favor certain players. Like in this game, HOU's tight end, maybe Mr. Rogers. You wonder maybe if that guy has a dev game because he's had some long completions to one of his probably lesser receivers. HOU would probably say he's a beast, post one of that blowing steam through the nostrils emoji or something. But he's probably not too great yet. I don't know who Rogers is. Maybe he's good. But Mills finds an open Mechie. Mechie's a guy who's out for the year, I think with cancer in real life. So it's fun to see him in the game succeeding. He scored a long touchdown earlier, and that was a big pickup for the Texans offense. So we'll see if the Texans can maybe find some holes in this Giants defense. Nice little cutback lane for the Dalvin Cook. Good carry, about 10 yards, definitely 10 yards there because we got a first down. And we'll see how much more of that we can get. It looks like Dalvin Cook's X is lit up. I don't know what Dalvin Cook's X is. I think it's like he makes people miss more easily. I don't know. Davis Mills looks like he might take off, but no, he's going to throw to Mechie again. Mechie seems to be the go-to guy. He has Noah Fant, he has Dalvin Cook, and Mechie has appeared to be the guy for the Texans in the receiving game today anyways. 4 for 137. That big play where the Giants kind of tripped over themselves. And we'll see maybe if he can get some of that magic again. Hands it off outside to Cook. I don't know what Cook's X is still, but didn't make him miss there. I think it is that. I think he has to juke to make someone miss more easily. So we will see. Davis Mills in the shotgun. Looks like a zone defense for the Giants. We'll see if he can dissect it here. And he does. He hangs on to the ball. O.J. Howard, I believe, was signed in real life right as the season began. Cut from the Bucks, I think, or cut from somewhere. And so Davis Mills in the shotgun. Looks like he is going to pass it. Maybe he was thinking Cook. He's got Fant across the middle. Nice little gain, 4 yards. And 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Mr. Mills. They're still down 14-33, but a score here keeps the dream alive. I mean, it looks like an all-out assault here. It might come to fruition. We'll see if he gets a fumble. It looks like it's going to be picked up by the Giants, Ojulari, and I doubt he gets caught. He could get caught, but I doubt he gets caught. That's a pretty quick little defender, and he is running for a touchdown. Looks pretty tired now. And they're probably going to go take a rest on the bench. Sorry, I guess he won't, because I think they get the play defense right away again. Yes, they do. So it's 26-point lead now for the Giants on the Texans. That was kind of the crux of the game. There was a moment. It seemed like maybe he could high point Fant for a touchdown or something. But certainly the pass rush came in. Happens to the best of us. And a sack, fumble, recovery, touchdown for Mr. Ojulari, a pretty quick little defender for the Giants. And this game has been opened up. We'll see what the Texans do. They don't have to mail it in. They still got XP, and they're still a dream. 26-point deficit is a lot, but HOU is, yeah, it's a lot. That's a big deficit to try to overcome. Looks like he's just going to hand the ball off to Dalvin Cook. Maybe let the clock tick a little bit. Still got possibility for game of the week or, you know, long-term stats on the season to think about. But the Giants kind of came in, have taken care of business to this point, but there have been opportunities for the Texans. Some throws, like I said, I've seen them too. I haven't seen anything super egregious like, oh, so stupid, you know, like stuff that I would do. But just stuff like it looks like it's there, but then a defender jumps way up or closes off the route real quicker than you'd anticipate. So some difficult things to read so far. It looks like Dalvin Cook is going to take the snap. You'll love to see it. Hopefully he passes, because I'm up for that sort of stuff. Looks like he's not going to hand the ball off. He's going to take it right up the gut, sort of run into his own man for a minute. Seemed like he had an outside lane for half a second. I bet he's probably going to go for it here. If he doesn't, so be it. That's fine. He kind of runs into his own man here, and then it looks like he could have cut it outside, but doesn't get much speed boost once he cuts it outside. And all right, so Davis Mills back out there trying to get a first down on this Giants defense that has come to play today, and he goes for the run. Had a good opportunity there, but does just get snuffed out. And we'll probably see the Giants do some running here, let the clock tick. There's 6 minutes left. They're up 26. And maybe we might still chuck it. I don't think we have any rules against chucking it, but certainly we'd like you guys to have some mercy in mind when leading significant amounts. But hey, this is Madden video game, and we're all trying to get stats here. So looks like he's going to chuck it up for Melton. Maybe could have been picked, but Melton certainly didn't have a read on it when he aggressive catched right there. So 2nd and 10. Kind of sidearm loose throw by Daniel Jones, winging it, or slinging it, I should say. And 26-point lead for the Giants. Anybody who voted for Giants, I think everybody voted for Giants. I don't even think Texans voted for themselves. I wouldn't either if I was playing HOU. But I didn't vote for myself when I played Doc. So, alright. No point in losing rings and losing if you have to lose. But if you win, then you get the joy of winning even if you didn't vote on yourself. And I think you get a bonus. So anyways, a lot of people vote on themselves, and that's perfectly okay. Looks like there's some out routes that are likely going to develop here. Sure enough, Debo Samuel might have been the throw, but also Rodgers. Those routes were killer, but unfortunately for H-Cook, the pass rush came in and snuffed out the touchdown throw that was likely going to occur, but he is going to kick the field goal right through the uprights, and there is 6 minutes between now and a likely Giants undefeated season continuing. No shame on the Texans' end. They've done a lot of things that they can work on going forward, and their mistakes are pretty common mistakes right now in the game that we all have to unlearn some passes and some reads that just are not developing this year in the game. But certainly it looks like the Giants have a lot of interesting combination of routes that they enjoy going to, and they certainly make the right reads more often than not. But the pass rush is a good equalizer in this game. Makes it so even some of the nicest routes cannot be thrown because the pass rush is overcoming your defensive line, and that is football. So you love to see it. Maybe Madden can fix the rest of its game so we don't have to watch our game glitch out or something like that, or get deleted or whatever. Anyways, not to be too much of a bummer and go on that tangent. So Davis Mills, yeah, the pass rush was kind of in his face there. It looked like he pump faked. I don't know if he was winding up, but no pass was thrown there. 3rd and 16. Time is ticking, and there's not enough time really for the Texans to make a comeback in this game, but certainly they could put more points on the scoreboard if and a little bit of weaving there. Dalvin Cook I don't think he gets 1 yard out of it. I'm sure he'll probably go for it because he can, but we'll see. I think it's a 29-point lead for it looks like he's going to punt. So Giants were not thinking punt, and he might get a 70-yard punt here as it bounces. It looks like it just harmlessly bounces to the side. Still rolling, though. It's going to die out in the 17-yard line. Nice for the punting stats, for whoever cares about their punting stats. I think Doc classically loves to have a good punt, so he's probably jealous of that beautiful punt. Probably went 70 yards or something. I don't know. Anyways, all right, so the Giants are up 43-14, maybe thinking pass here. Yeah, it look like they're just still slinging it. I don't think we have a rule about running up the score anymore. Certainly we have the 35-point rule. We like to see the time to be ticking, but that's all right. We're all trying to win awards here. So, oh, there it is. There's the play that happens to so many of us when we're letting the ball go with people bearing down our face. And sure enough, the Giants get some points there, and that's the risk of not just letting the time tick. Nice play there. I believe that was Sam Williams, the former Cowboy, brought over from the Cowboys, and I think that the Texans are going to go for 2 here. So 20-43, quickly snuffed out by the Giants defense. No real blocks there, and they're going to go for the onside. You love to see it. They are trying to get some more points and maybe get this. Oh, nice little. It has a shot. Their guys don't dive on it. Giants were able to recover from a poor initial coverage of the onside, and they get back the ball. So it looks like they're probably still thinking pass. They are up 23 with 3 minutes though, so I would recommend letting the clock run out here, or to some degree. Another interception. So we have a chance. He isn't able to get a pick six. That would have been a big moment. Potentially we could have seen a huge swing, but wasn't able to score on that interception. But the Titans do get the ball back with a small possibility to get more points on the board. Looks like he's going to check it up. Mr. Belton's going to take that one away. Maybe have better luck returning the interception. Texans just trying to make something happen, and that did not happen. And the Giants user Belton kind of leaps in front of the intended target for the interception. He was pretty well covered. But like I said, I think the Texans was just trying to make something happen there. All right, so we are looking at the final 3 minutes. The Giants seem to be still slinging it. He's completely smashed by Sam Williams. Daniel Jones needs to be careful and avoid an injury here, because he has been hit an awful lot here in the closing seconds where not much has mattered as far as the win goes. But if he keeps slinging interceptions, or sack fumbles or whatever that, I think it was a sack interception type, another sack. Daniel Jones is getting pummeled, trying to go for some deep shot stats or something. And you know, I like H Cook, but it is a little bit of karma to be trying to sling it on somebody up 23 points and getting pummeled and chucking some interceptions late for the stats. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Looks like he is going to have enough time to sling this one. It's probably going to be picked. It sure enough is picked. Mr. Owens is trying to get up off the ground. We'll see how far he can return this interception. Kind of unwisely jukes there. Not much to the jukes this year. Just kind of have to go where you're going, I think. I did see Doc have one return that was kind of silly on a punt return where he was cutting in, cutting out, cutting in. But for the most part, that's difficult to do in the open field this year, I feel. At least so far. So we got Davis Mills. Looks like he's thinking pass. A little underhand shovel there to Dalvin Cook. And he might be able to erase some of this deficit before time ticks out. 23 points currently. Certainly he'd love to make it 15 points. Or is that right? Is that right, math? 15, 20, no, 20. He'd love to make it 16 points. Although maybe 15 if he got the 2-point conversion or something. Harmless little reverse run there. He was maybe hoping would be a fun play to call and make some yards. 0 yards, because Madden really hates when trick plays are actually tricky. Instead, they kind of make their trick plays just shitty. No, the CPU is almost never caught off guard by a trick play, and it almost always is a massive loss of yards, especially with multiple handoffs and stuff. So, anyways, Davis Mills in the shotgun, 3rd and 10, 1 minute, hands it off to Dalvin. Dalvin kind of cuts back outside there. He had a hole, but certainly we get, you know, we try to cut in, cut out, cut in, and it kind of cuts out of the, I think, the running lane there late. So we've got Davis Mills looking in the shotgun, trying to get a first down. He's got a guy over the middle, and sure enough, there's Mr. Nico Collins. He's probably going to call a timeout here. He does not. 25 seconds. Saving his 2 timeouts, it seems. Maybe he's going to hand it off. Sure enough, he does. He kind of cuts outside, cuts back in. Dalvin Cook getting swallowed up, and it's got 14. It looks like he's going to let the time run out. So we'll see what happens here. 3, 2, 1. He does not hand it off. He's going to chuck it over the... No, he doesn't chuck it over the middle. Over the middle might have been a touchdown, but sure enough, outside was a touchdown. I think that was Noah Fant, and that's the type of guy that can make that play. So Noah Fant is able to end the game with a nice touchdown strike from Davis Mills to close this deficit off a little bit. Looks like he's going to try to close it off even more, like I said earlier, to 15 instead of 16, and that's perfectly fine. And Davis Mills looks like he has his man, and he sure does. Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor didn't do much today. It was the John Mechie show, but moreover, it was the New York Giants show in a victory, 43-28. So the favorite won, but the Texans did have some good moments against the undefeated Giants. Most definitely, thanks for joining us on the MKL Game of the Week. I think this is Week 10. It was H Coke versus Blessed Daddy-O and his Texans. Originally, we built this up as a game between 2 shitty teams, trying to give everybody a Game of the Week. Certainly, you know, I lost my Game of the Week by multiple scores. I know how that goes. So the Texans still is thinking playoffs, working on trying to make the playoffs, and the Giants are still flying high, undefeated. So, hey guys, thanks for being here in the MKL. Hey, follow the rules. Don't be like Seth. Bye-bye.